What's up, guys? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's luckiest steering wheel holder, and Remy over here. Jenna's inside pilot, but I figured I'd show Remy's in video mood today. How are Remy? She's got her toy. So I just woke up. I actually slept all night, which is weird because I drive at night. And we had a load that I was supposed to drive all night. But absolute chaos has unfolded throughout the evening. Those of you looking to come to Prime or planning to come to Prime, thinking about coming to Prime, about to get into trucking, might get into trucking, chaos has got to be an acceptable part of your life. Inconsistency, things being canceled, things not working the way that you need them to work. Things are just gonna change. They're just gonna change. And it sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you, it sucks. Especially for, like, I'm a big planner. Man, the sun's coming up. I'm gonna sneeze here in a second. Excuse me. I'm a big planner, like a huge trip planner, you know. I know when I need to sleep. I know, like if it's a 2,000 mile load, I plan, before we even get to the pickup, I plan what our stops are going to be, like during the day when Jenna, my co-driver, drives, what her stops are going to be, what the fuel stops are going to be, all of it. So when something happens like a load cancellation, it completely throws your game off. Big time throws your game off. So we had all kinds of chaos all night, and it's completely changed everything about the next week. But first, I got to tell you guys something that happened last night that is a first for me. And I almost wanted to put Hershey in a title just to get his attention, but he says he watches every one of my videos. So last night, so we dropped off at Hershey in Edwardsville, Illinois. A lot of you Prime drivers will be very familiar with it. Usually a pretty good place to drop off, although Prime needs to get better trailers there because all their trailers are busted up. All their empties, they have 5 out-of-service trailers there. They always have out-of-service trailers there. So anyway, we dropped our load off, and then we had a pre-planned load out of there. It's the load that goes to Ogden, Utah. We talked about it yesterday. So I was already planning for this. You know, it had plenty of time on it, but we weren't going to burn all that time because we were supposed to go to Springfield next Wednesday. So I was going to get to a way station or something last night and park and sleep, you know, get a couple 100 miles down the road, not run a crazy night. So I didn't really sleep that much yesterday. So I wasn't planning on having to drive all night, like a 600 mile night, but it wasn't a problem until we dropped our loaded trailer, did the paperwork, then got our pickup number for the new load, went back around to the guard shack because you don't have the pickup number for your next load until you do your depart receiver paperwork. So I didn't have it when we checked in with our load. So I went back around to the guard shack, and the guy who came out to tell me that our load was canceled because there was 13 pallets short, the guy who came out to tell me our load was canceled, he comes out and he looks at me and he goes, "You look really familiar." And you know, people say that, like, if I was at Prime and if it's Prime drivers, like, we get this all the time. We get this at truck stops all the time. We get people saying that they watch our YouTube channel, and most times people won't approach us. They'll comment afterwards or send us a message afterwards and say, "Hey, I saw you at Love's in PA, didn't want to bother you," you know. But it makes sense if it's Prime drivers and such, you know. But never ever has it ever happened someone who's not in the trucking world whatsoever, you know. So when this guy said, "You look familiar," I was like, "Oh, yeah, we've been here many times. We picked up these loads many times." He goes, "And this is the guy working at the guard shack at Hershey in Edwardsville. So yes, I'm talking about you. I don't want to say your name. So if you want yourself outed on this story, you can comment below." It was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm really excited that you're about to make the career change that you're about to make. So anyway, this guy working at the guard check comes out here telling me my load's canceled, and he's like, "You look familiar." I said, "We come through here all the time." He goes, No, I watch all your videos on YouTube." I was like, what? I've never been told that from a customer, you know, someone at a shipper or receiver, ever. He's like, no, I watch all your videos on YouTube. He knew about Remy. He pointed at Remy in the truck. You know, he knows our whole story. And not only that, he went to the DMV yesterday, which was Friday, to take his permit test because he's coming to Prime. He's going to be a driver for Prime. So it was just such a weird, cool, very cool kickoff. And I'm glad it was him to come tell me my load was canceled, because I was going to be pretty peeved about the whole situation. But he kind of deconstructed my, you know, he pre-planned my anger. It was just such a cool story. So I sat there and talked with him for a few minutes. It was so neat and weird to have someone know me in my life who's not, who works at Hershey, you know. So anyway, to that individual, very cool that you have been at Hershey watching Prime trucks come and go all this time, and that you are about to come to Prime and be taking loads to Hershey. How weird is that going to be? You're going to be in the Prime trucks bringing loads to and from that guard shack that you've spent so much time in. That's pretty neat. So anyway, so that load got canceled, and it threw my whole plan off. But not only that, they didn't really have any empty trailers that we could leave with, and we were planning on obviously picking up a loaded trailer. So I knew, and I didn't have a new load, and sales couldn't confirm last night, because it was late Friday night, with Hershey, that the load was actually canceled. So they left it on me. So I didn't want to try and take any kind of trailer out of there, even a busted one or, you know, whatever, because then I had nowhere to park. There's only a shitty little Pilot over here, and there would be nowhere to park with a trailer at that hour. It was like 11 p.m. So I was like, well, I'm just going to bobtail out of here. And if they want me to come get another load in the morning, I'll come get another load. Otherwise, I need you to verify that I can come and get an empty trailer when there is one, because I've dropped my trailer off with you guys. They said, yes, that's fine. So we come over here, get a bobtail parking spot, which they do have a lot of bobtail parking over here. And basically just have us in a holding pattern all night. And this morning, so I had my PTA moved to 0800 this morning. At 0600, I go to look at load choice to see what's available so I can go get an empty trailer, because we need to get moving. Our planned home time was for this coming Wednesday night or Thursday morning, so we need to get moving, you know, so that this can be organized to get us to Springfield. And it wouldn't let me look at loads. And so I messaged dispatch, and they're like, oh yeah, we still have you on that load because sales hasn't been able to confirm it's canceled. So I'm like, you know, WTF, this is kind of, what the hell, I've already told you it's canceled. Like, they told us that the load's not ready. I told you that last night, you know. So about 10 minutes later, a load proposal comes up that is the Chobani load from Twin Falls, Idaho to New Berlin, New York. It's a really good run, pretty good to run. Like $2 a mile, it's a good run. But that's 1,500 miles away, and dude, it has to be picked up today. So I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure what y'all, I said y'all, what y'all want us to do, but I can't deadhead to Twin Falls, Idaho, 1,500 miles by midnight tonight, you know. What the hell's going on with this? So they respond back and say, oh, looks like we put that on the wrong truck. Yeah, I'd say so. So they take us off that one. Then somehow we get put back on the load last night that was canceled. That load's not going anywhere. So it's just one thing after another. And finally, I was like, you know what? We have our home time scheduled for Wednesday, Thursday. So, you know, we're in St. Louis. I'm just going to bobtail. To Springfield. And enough of this, you know, enough of this. We've made crazy, stupid, good money in the last few weeks. We've been out for 3 weeks. Enough of this. Like, I'm just going to bobtail. I'm not screwing around. I'm not going to sit here all day this close to home time and get all messed up on crazy. I don't have an empty trailer, you know. Am I going to have to bobtail? Like, it's just enough of it. I'm going to bobtail home. And he responds back, the weekend guide responds back immediately with, hang on, can you drop this one off in Springfield? And it's a $3 a mile load going to Fort Worth, Texas from Hershey. So why was that not, I don't know, there's, you know, just why was that not an option for me last night or earlier this morning? You know, like, hello, you had a $3 a mile Hershey load going to Fort Worth, Texas this whole time, and it was dispatch 01 too, so it wasn't ever proposed to another truck. Like, what was that being held for? Anyway, that's a whole other thing. So it ended up working out really well for us, guys. We are getting paid $600 to drag a load down to Springfield, 200 miles. So, from the place which we dropped our trailer off last night, so we don't have to deal with getting it empty and all that crap. So, so yeah, we're going home today, which is amazing. Because I'm freaking ready, man. I mean, I'm not a super trucker, you guys. We say this all the time. I'm not a super trucker. Like, at 3 weeks, I start getting rough around the edges at 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks is my, like, we usually go like 25 days. And usually the 3 week point, the 21 days is where I'm like, you know, where I'm starting to get sideways in my head. 25 days, that's where we had better be home by then. So yeah, we're going home today. And I'm so excited. And I'm so excited that we get to drag a load down there that's paying us $600 instead of bobtailing 200 miles for nothing. Because another thing that I did, which usually works out for me, but last night, because we were in Marshall, Illinois, I filled the tanks. So I actually spent like $400 in fuel last night on this week because fuel is so cheap over there, that I would have had, you know, $400 in fuel and I filled the tanks up because I knew that we'd be picking up that next load. So I was trying to just be prepared for it. So anyway, I'm just telling everyone,
things that make you happy.
Crazy Bags, if you're ever watching this.
He likes diet.
Oh, I don't know if you, I didn't know. I don't normally drink soda, but when we get a hot meal, which Jenna went and got Denny's, canned Mountain Dew, there's nothing like it.
Not bottled, canned.
Yeah, it's gotta be canned. So anyway, I was just giving them all the chaos, told them about the Hershey guy that's gonna be driving for Prime.
That's crazy.
And just all the chaos, you know, how things can change, man, For those of you not in it yet, but about to get into it, I mean, last night, you know, we start our night thinking that we're going to be in Ogden, Utah tomorrow night, Sunday, which would be Sunday night. And now we're going to be at home tonight.
Did you tell them the pre-plan in Idaho?
Yeah. So we just go through this whole night of chaos of having all of our plans turned upside down. And it ends up working out really well for us. We get paid really well to go home right now, so good times. So I just want to give you guys an update. So if you are at Prime Springfield this week, if you're starting class Monday, so what is today, Saturday? So I might actually come up to campus tomorrow night. I know a couple drivers that are arriving tomorrow, which would be Sunday. But if you're in Springfield this week, now this time we're gonna be strategic about it. We're only gonna pick like 2 days that we're gonna go to Prime. Last time
You wore me out.
Last
every
time
day.
what we did was when someone said they were at Prime, we drove to Prime, and that had us at Prime like
multiple
2 times a day.
Like,
And we actually want to take some downtime and get some rest this week. So, you know, we'll have like 2 days that we go spend some time at Prime. Probably be tomorrow night, Sunday evening, and then sometime I know some drivers who are testing out next Wednesday and Thursday. So we might try and do like a next Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday.
well, it's just a weird situation though, because like people get really excited and like they're like, oh, you're there, like we want to see you, and like for Eric and I, it's just kind of weird because it's just us. Like, how exciting are we? So we're never gonna like be like, oh no, we're not gonna come down.
Yeah, we try to come hang out, but yeah, last time it was a little too much. So I mean, we want to connect with as many of you as possible. We just want to do it strategic, a little bit smarter this time. So we will be in Springfield, but we're not gonna go to the terminal every single day. So I'll try to keep you updated here. You can message us on our Discord. You can also message us on our cell phone, our business phone. The number's in the description below. If you want to hang out with us for a few minutes, either tomorrow night, which would be Sunday night, or next week when we come back to the terminal. So anyway, yeah, we're headed home. So that's it for this. We're gonna eat some breakfast, go get this load, and head that way. Be safe, guys. Make good decisions. Always drive to thrive. We'll talk to you soon.